Hi everyone, this is Cree. Welcome back to the Right Side of 50. And this is just a channel for us over 40, over 50, over 60s to go ahead and maybe relate, discuss our journey in life, changes, different things that we're going through, mental health, physical changes, just really anything you can think of as, through the aging process, career, how things are maybe different now for you versus prior. As many of you may know, I am a new creator, so hopefully you'll get something out of my content and enjoy me just as much as I enjoy you. Okay, so I hope everybody had a safe holiday. That's very important. Hope your holiday was safe. I hope there were no bumps in the road, no problems for people. If holidays, if it's that means anything to you, not everybody um, participates, and understandable, because the way I look at it is any day that you wake up is just another day of thanks. So when I open my eyes, you know, that's I definitely say thanks to the one that made it happen. Okay. So I'm not going to turn this into uh, anything religious uh, out of respect for others, but yes, I thank God every day um, that I have another day. And when I think about the ones that are no longer here, who um, who can't say the same thing. So sometimes at this time of the year, depression is key. It's very high. People have lost loved ones, and this is the time that they think about them probably the most. Um, I can't say that, for myself. Um, I think about them all the time, different people at random moments, people who were very close to me, still near and dear to my heart, but unfortunately they're not here. So I'm just taking a quick break now out of work just to kind of talk to you guys and make sure everybody's okay, and everybody enjoyed their time with their families and friends. And if you couldn't be close, I hope you were at least able to speak to them, reach out to anybody, whether they are home, across state, across country, out of the country, anything, because family is key, and that is part of your mental health. That is going to be family and friends. They are your structure. Um, Speaking a little bit with depression, I know a lot of people, they are affected by it, and especially during this time, the holidays. So um, I've been thinking about that, because it seems like, honestly, it's nobody that's been close to me that I can think of that I lost at this time of the year. But still, um, it's something about the what do they call it? Seasonal depression. And I think more people have it than they think. And that's kind of brings me to the point of, I think I mentioned it in one of my earlier videos, that I am originally from Illinois. I am from a place with seasons. So here in Phoenix, Arizona, we only have, well, some people joke and say hot and hotter, but it gets cool. I mean, you get your 60-degree days, 50 degrees sometimes. Usually around this time into January would be the coldest time, where you usually would feel that more so in the morning or in the evening, because during the day, most days the sun is out. So if the sun is out, it'll get you probably into high 60s, early low 70s, sometimes high 70s. It just depends on the day. So we don't really experience cold like that here in Phoenix, but you do have your cooler days in the, like I said, early morning and in the evening. So light sweater, light jacket, that's all you need. But I do see, even though I don't find myself going through the seasonal depression the way I used to in Illinois, when fall, winter came, it was, even though the fall is pretty and the snow can be very pretty too, it still was not for me. It was still one of those things where I didn't even want to go outside. I didn't want to address the cold. And I was younger back then. It's not an age thing. I was younger back in that time when, because like I said in another video, I've been out here 17 years. So I was going through that early in time. I can't put my finger on it other than, agreeing with my doctor. He had told me, he said, what I'm noticing about you, he said, he said, based on everything you said, and he had been seeing me for some time. He said, you really need to probably consider a warm climate. He said, so maybe Florida, Arizona, something like that. So that's kind of how I started my journey when I moved here, is I was thinking more so of my mental health. Okay. So it doesn't go completely away, but it helps it some. So you experience less of it, or at least you should. Okay. I like to do it the natural way. I didn't want to take medication or anything like that. No, that's not for me. So anyway, I still have those bouts. I still have those moments where I experience some depression, and I think it's probably been heavier, probably since 2020, 21. I did lose a couple of close people during that time, and it's not a good feeling, of course, but things happen, and it wasn't anything that we on the outside could have done to prevent it. But I remember the employer I was working for at that time, very down to earth lady, so down to earth. She's one of those managers that you can actually trust, and when I say that, I mean on a personal level, not just on a professional level. I really adored her. She was probably maybe about 8 or 9 years older than me, but still, I mean, she was so relatable, and you could trust her. And if you needed something, like I said, even on a personal level versus a business level, you could come to her for that. So I always appreciated that. Unfortunately, I just found out from another ex-co-worker. She's a sweet, a dear, she's a dear friend too. She told me, she reached out, I want to say a few weeks ago, to say that that our old manager passed away. She was, I think she was riding her motorcycle and she was killed on the freeway. So it's just something people just come to your mind, and she came to my mind. I was thinking about her as well, and thinking about others who have lost folks. So if anybody has experienced that, gone through that, I definitely can relate to that. And I was just thinking again of how people complain so much, and yet they don't know, they don't realize how thankful they should be just to be here. Now, we're not always maybe where we want to be. That's something those are personal goals that you have to work on. Those are things that you can't control to a point. And I'm working on things myself, because I'm not really where I want to be. And I wouldn't say I get depressed about it, but then I think I get frustrated more than anything. And that's because, like I said, I've been talking about my employer, and trying to get the insurance adjusting thing down. And, it's difficult. It's a challenge for me, because that's not my background. It's very interesting. I've learned so much. I've been working at it a little under a year now, and I'm in a different department now. I did that did occur for me. It was actually something that I had been thinking about for some time, but where you just don't really know where to go with it, and you don't know how to start that conversation. That's where I was. Now, I don't have a problem speaking to my manager because, when you get to a certain age, all that embarrassment fluff and all that stuff is not even necessary. I'm just going to tell you how I feel, and then let's see if we can work on something. So it's funny because they were actually thinking the same thing. Now, I guess I could have overreacted and said, oh my God, they think I'm terrible at what I'm doing or what I do. But then I say, no, you can't look at it like that. They don't want to give up on you. Now, let's be honest. I know a lot of times with employers, sometimes with employers, I'm not going to say a lot because I don't really have anything to compare it to. But my thought process is if they've invested a lot of money in you, they want to do what they can, and they want to see where you're a good fit. And, we'd like to say they care too. I would love to feel that they care. I think they do. But, there's no guarantee of anything because it's all up to me in the end. So I still am doing, pretty much what I was doing before, but a little different. There's some differences in my role right now, and it should help me with not feeling so overwhelmed. So we're going to try this for a little bit and see how it works for me before I make any other decisions and assumptions of anything. Okay, so I just want to let you guys know where I am there. The depression is more so on everything else. I have family, I have friends scattered all over the place, and I just don't get to see them like I used to see them, not without having to buy a plane ticket, having to do this, and it's a bit much. So, I think when the holidays roll around or the seasons change, that plays a part, because I promise you when spring gets here, I'm a whole different person. But right now, this is where I'm always in doubt. I'm questioning everything. I'm thinking about my life, and I'm trying to live it to the fullest, and I'm trying to not take things for granted. I'm not a materialistic person. I never really have been, but just to be able to see people and get closer again, because I feel like I've been at a distance with family, and that plays part of my mental state, I believe, too. And I think this time of the season, I think a lot of people feel a certain type of way. Some people are extremely happy, and if that's you, great. It's not the holidays. It's just, again, it's this time of the year. So this is a beautiful time in Phoenix because it's warm. It's warm, but it's not hot. It's actually a very good temperature. So this is the time that if anybody wants to come to Phoenix, you would come during this time. You would come maybe November through February, early March. These are the best times because this is where the weather is cooperative. So, my birthday's coming up, and I'm thinking of maybe, perhaps, I don't know, maybe just renting a nice Airbnb somewhere north, just to get away for the weekend, relax my mind, just to not think about work. They say don't think about work, but that's kind of hard because I can't turn it off even when I log out because I'm still not comfortable. So, we'll talk more later, you guys. I just wanted to check in real quick, see how you guys are doing. I'm still here. I haven't abandoned you guys. Okay. So anyway, I will talk to you guys soon. Okay. Have a great day.